Hello, and welcome back to another episode. We are working on the UTV song. In the last episode, I believe we got a good amount of EQ and compression for some of the guitars. So let's go ahead and pop it in. Welcome to the project. And let's see, let's get that mixer up. Nope, there we go. So we basically went through the acoustic bus, the acoustic guitars, e-guitar bus, and the electric guitars. We stopped before the solo guitars, the bass, and the drums. Those are the big ones that we're going to try to cross today. And nothing too crazy. We're just going through EQing the stems, applying a little bit of compression just to get a nice even thing. We're sending it through the rig. We're playing around a little bit with that. We're not trying to get too far in the weeds. And then after the rig, we're doing just a little bit of EQ, if needed, just a little more compression. We are playing some of the stuff in the chain, playing some of the stuff out of the chain, but like a good easy bass line across pretty much the entire board, if not the entire board, is just EQ compression. And just real minor. It's not doing anything super crazy. And you'll see, like, if I open up like some of my things, like this is like the deepest cut at 3.4. That's like pretty heavy for me. So I'm taking out some of the things that sound a little funky. I'm taking off the unneeded lows, the unneeded highs, stuff that's not really affecting anything, but it's taking up space. And then we're dropping all the little things, and then we're just compressing. So we're bringing down some of like the peakier stuff, and then we're bringing in, by bringing down the top, I believe it just is just supporting the like some of the quieter sounds and stuff like that. So that's kind of where we are. So let's go ahead and pop into, we can listen to the project. We'll see where we left off, and then we'll jump into the solo guitars. We'll just start doing our EQ and compression just like before. And since we're just sitting here, might as well look at the video. And welcome back if you've been watching already. So one thing I'm watching right now is that that first chorus, the electric guitar was not compressed, I think, at all. But now, after this bridge, I believe the chorus will come back in and it'll have it doubled up with the clean. And I want to see if that's where it starts really affecting it. Which that is kind of the idea, is I want those to really blend well. And there is a decent amount being taken out from the bus, which is good. I want the acoustic guitar and the electric guitar to really mingle. And there we have a little bit of compression. We could probably do a little more, but I'm really not too worried about it. It's getting hit over here as well. Although that's so fast, I think it might... It correlates pretty closely to those hits. Now this will have its own bus, so this shouldn't be affecting this at all, but it would be in here. And I do notice that it's hitting on those major stripes that are supposed to line up with like the snare hits. So I don't want to interrupt too much with that. That would kill the performance. I just kind of want to bring it to a more even dynamic. really on those strikes that it's catching this. Okay. I think there'll be a little bit of volume automation as well, that's another fair way to do it. Compression is essentially just a really precise kind of volume automation. But I think like the overall will be changed a little bit. Now blending might affect it since there's no compression anyways in this sound, and that makes it so I can drop it just a little bit. Maybe have it kind of come in. That way it's a little more easy on the ear. And I think I should play with that synth timing so they land a little better on the beat, or maybe go into the synth and change the actual attack on the performance. And then we have our little one play through and then fade out. Yeah, the guy flying around. Yep. And I'm still thinking some sort of closing sound effect, but or just something just for the blink at the very end. Maybe that's your stinger. I haven't done a fade out, and it's probably been, I don't know, you'd have to look back in my catalog, but for anything that's like sync or video, it's been a year or 2 years, maybe a year and a half is a fair one to go in. But let's go ahead and pull up our solo guitar left. We're going to go ahead and take off the bus stuff. No bus stuff here. Let's see. We're going to go EQ. And here is our take. I'm thinking somewhere around there is fair. I am really bearing everything when you hear this stems like this. I'm so self-conscious of the guitar playing. I'm like, all right, let's see. I guess I did quantize the heck out of it, so you're not getting fully raw. I'm thinking around in there. As I get older, I get more sensitive about high frequencies. Afraid of losing my hearing. And then all the high frequencies are inaudible. That sucks because I gotta listen for weird stuff. Thinking there's something funny going on. And whenever we get a little hiccup like that from the program, I like to just go ahead and save it just in case. We are getting to a pretty high workload, especially with all the instances of guitar rig. So we might need to take some of the stuff that we're not going to touch for a minute and render those in place. So it's not so CPU intensive. Getting like a little ringing there that's ugly. We're getting pretty heavy today. I don't know why. Some of those get a little ugly too. Yeah, I just don't want to cut the fundamental on that one. So we're going to go ahead and just play with the bandwidth. Not the, there we go. Just bring it a little up so it zeroes out still. There's some mid-range stuff that's really awkward in there. Let's go ahead and hop back in here. So let's say, I don't even know. I'm thinking like 5 to like 750, maybe even a little higher. Let's say, I'm gonna say 5 to 1.2. We're gonna go 5 to 1.2. And then this one, it always starts off with the auto makeup gain, which drives me crazy. And then it is hitting hot in here. Ooh, it is. That's so funny. Just with the EQ and the compression, it's hitting too hard. Bring down the gain on the EQ a little bit. I mean, it doesn't fix it. The gain coming in is too high. Is what I'm seeing that as. Man, I think it just needs compression bad, is what it is. I think something like that just gives a little more clarity. Let's just take a look at what this guitar rig is. Because it could be lunacy. Who knows? Yeah. So here's what the hard part is going to be, is I need this. And so with that gate there, my issue is that I think the gate is cutting off that long sustain note. And that's awkward for it too. That one's smoother. Okay, so let's see. So we got fast compression. I give a little more time just so it's a little better separation. It's a little less supportive to the individual notes, but I'm hoping it gives it a better sense of harmony with the notes overlapping. And I think that is much more of how I wanted that solo to go out. Let's give it a quick. Yeah, I think that's perfect for that moment. I'm getting too far in the weeds. I'm doing exactly what I said I wanted. So before we get too much further, okay, we do have some compression. No delay. And then we have another compression. That's taking off a lot. Okay, so we're doing a lot of the work right there. I'm not too worried about doing another compressor, but let's go ahead and get our EQ gear. So I feel like we're not cutting much more. I'm thinking around there. It's probably about where the that first delay is catching it. Something like that, and that is for flavor. I don't really want to do it dirty like that in the middles. But I do like that little pocket. And I was afraid I'd be cutting all the fundamental, like every overtone of the note, but so before, this is the after. It's a little bit more controlled, it's a little more refined, and that's really what we're going for with this. We really just want it to be a little bit more consistent. That way, as we add all these layers and stuff like that, it'll all kind of land in the same spot that we set up. And I think we're going to copy the guitar rig over. I might go through and make some that in a weird way. I think I might go through and make some like fine adjustments, like really like last. It's like a diminishing return. It's like the very last thing you should do. I may just go through and just give each one a little bit of independence. That way, it's not like playing the exact same thing. I did try to make a little bit of difference with like the actual pickup choice and stuff like that, but just something to kind of make it feel a little bit like there's something special happening in each ear. It's not just two different ways of playing the same rig and the same notes. So let's start back at EQ. I switch it on over here. Here's one mistake I'm already making. I'm like, how did I hear this before? I seemed like something there, and there was something even a little higher that was irking me. I'm hearing like a little bit of stickiness there. Okay. Then let's go ahead and... do we need the same trick? I'm actually relatively happy with those low mids. I don't know if this necessarily needs the exact same treatment as that one. Even that one I didn't compress before. I let it go in and compress. Make sure, yeah, it is the first thing that I touch is those dual compression, which is a little bit more flavorful to do it that way. There's a little bit more personality with that. But it's also a little heavier handed, which is why like I avoid it for most of the stuff. Wow, I really didn't use a lot of the bass compression for even these until the guitar bus. That would probably control a little better for at least the first chorus. I don't know. Maybe I'll play with that. Maybe I'll throw a little in there. Unless this one's lower. No, it's really not. Alright. Another hiccup. I'm thinking one more, then we're going to do some rendering in place. I'm finding all kinds of nasty stuff in here. I'm saying this whole pocket could get hit. Alright, there's that. That's a big cut. A wide cut, I should say. Wow. I removed a lot more than I thought I would there. I'm thinking just a little compression just to kind of smooth it out. You know what? You know, I would be curious about though. Let me actually take this. Let's see, would be maxing out? No, it's not. That's another thing I was just wanted to make sure I knew what was going on. Such a small amount of gain reduction. Definitely a lot of gain coming from that. That may be another good automation point, a little quieter in the verse and then it comes up for the solo. I'm kind of picking the place in between for now. thing I might like though. So I brought this one back to the original 90s. Just offsetting the reverb just a little bit. And it's really going to be telling when it ends. Okay, interesting. So it kind of trails out. Love the acoustic part for this. Love that. I think next we're going to go to the bass. This one touches my heart. If you see me record, you see me pull out a $60 Goodwill guitar that I had shipped from, oh gosh, East Coast, Carolina. I bought two guitars at the same time. Just cheap acoustic guitars, Goodwill. I sent one to my brother down to California, one to me. And that way I didn't even know which one was which. I just picked addresses and sent. So we were quantum entangled like that. And the one that I have up here is phenomenal. I love it. I did some just basic love and plays great. But at the end of the day, it is a cheap guitar, and I bought it to be. It's like a small size. It's like exactly what I'm looking for. I have another acoustic guitar that's like, I don't know, like my mom bought me that guitar. Like that's how old that is. And then you look at my bass, which is probably, I don't even know, 20 times the cost of the other two guitars put together. I don't know. So bass is like my go-to. You can't see it, but there's a beautiful bass rig that I have that works all kinds of shows. I brought it around. So for me, like, maybe this is the thing I nerd out the most about, and especially like with this one, is there's nothing special going on about the bass, but I'm still doing like the split and trying to do it the right way. So we're gonna go ahead and look at what the EQ is on the low bass. Oh, this is bass and then bass MIDI. That's why. So I did this to kind of make it match the MIDI bass, if I remember. So if I just accept these as steadfast, like this, hey, this is just, why is the bass high and bass low? I'm noticing there's 2 cents on this one and 1 on that one. I wonder if that's a problem. I've also had this doubled up in places where it doesn't need to be, because we ended up splitting them, so there's no reason. So we'll go bass live, bass MIDI, bass low, bass high. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, something's going on funky here. I'm glad we caught this. So this one isn't being sent to bass high. This one's not being sent to bass low. And then the bass high bus is being sent to the bass bus. This one's being bass. Then the bass low is being sent to the bass high. What is happening with this? So you get them from both, but then you just send to the bus. And on this one, you get them from both. You just send to the bus. Okay, I think that fixes that. That way, this one splits it, coming together to the bass bus. Okay. And we added a little bit of EQ to this one for the stems to match a little closer. Because we're still using that P bass for the MIDI, and we're using my Music Man for the live. Okay. Thinking we cut it, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even want to venture up to 60. I'm saying let's do like 32. That's fine. Now this is where we're turning this one off. Alright, now I'm thinking somewhere in the 60s range is probably more realistic. Alright, I'm going to say somewhere around there we cut it. Go even a little more than that. All right. What the heck? Let's put a comp on there. And a little more attack. Keep the ratio at 4. This is all pre guitar rig. This is just getting like the fattest stems we can, like the fattest DI, and then we'll run it into the guitar rig with the kind of like the demo thing that we liked. We'd split this for a low and a high version. That's why I'm not really EQing down to match that. I want that full spectrum to come in and hit the effects essentially the same, just maybe a little cleaner. So we pull this in. Get rid of this. And now here's where we see the compressor's totally off. We have a noise gate, pretty hard noise gate. We have saturation off the bat. So it's coming in, it's getting saturated, and then we have the shelving right here. And matter of fact, now we don't even need the second half, so I'm gonna start trashing this. Because I'm gonna get rid of the splitter anyways. I just don't want to mix up what's what and where's where. Ooh, so we have two going right into each other. This one's doing, I mean, nothing, and then this one's doing something. So let's get rid of these. It does a different channel. So I'm trying to delete that splitter, and holy. Move my thing where I want it to go. You. Oh my gosh. It's gonna delete everything if I do that, huh? Okay then. You. Oh boy. Testing me here with this one. So there is a V76 at the end of this. Is it even worth the fight? Is it worth the struggle? That's the gratifier cabinet. That threw me off. You did get me with that one. I'll give you that. Gratifier cabinet. Okay. So that's out. I think this one's going to go out as well. Let's just make sure. Yeah, I'm getting some compression and like nothing from this one, so we're going to get rid of that. And then for Matched Cabinet Pro, I do like to go into the control room. I like that one better. I like that one, and I like this one, but this one sounds a little more fat. I think that's the fattest. I'm gonna take that out. Oh, they flipped it on me. Surprisingly little boost affecting it. Give a little more there. That's crazy. It's coming in so soft. Set to limiting. I think that was causing some of it. Back to the Q. Not even really worried about the low end. Drop that. That, something like this. Whoop, 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 whoop. Let's bring some more of that back. All right. I feel like that's a nice, subtle, round, supported lower end. I'm happy with that. A little bit of trouble leaking in through there. I hear it. I hear it making through, but we're going to let it live because we got the treble side coming anyway. So I have a feeling it's going to balance itself out just fine. Alright. Start from the top. And let's do a quick camera check. Take a look at the time. About an hour. Alright, fair enough. I'm feeling like we go for 2 today. We get some work done. Love it. Love it. So same thing. We're going to try to not hit it too hard. As if it's just the high end. I'm just trying to get a nice clean bass signal. Matter of fact, oh, this is the bass. Well, no, I should be proceeding the same stuff. Let's just do it one more time, just to make sure it's getting what it needs. I think it's the same exact stems. Couple it right there. I want to give it just maybe a little more room than I thought. Kind of like that. this one I'm actually going to move something like that. Now this one I'm looking for more even on the low end of the compressor, because I want this one to be like every time this hits, it is hitting with the same amount of hard force. So I guess like even at the low end here, we're getting, you know, a couple dB a drop. But it never turns all the way off. It's really regulating there. And I turned up the ratio just to cut a little bit more. I really want this to be a nice flat thing here. And we'll drop in 1.8 dB after the fact, just so it's somewhere closer to where it started. Low thresholds. And then for this one, I'm thinking controller and pro again. Some in the moods that are not quite right with that other one. I'm liking this one a lot. We're getting a lot of power out of that guy. A lot of mids getting cut there. I want to make sure it sounds good where it's supposed to. Let's get some saturation on this. I know I did that to the stems. Actually, on this one, I think we're gonna go the opposite. What the? I think with this one, let's do 1176. It's too honky now. I feel like the trick with bass is getting something where it's really supporting and adding a lot, but you don't think about it. It's not like in the front of your like listening experience. It's really just the bass. So let's go back. Let's play. So you know it's gone. So even there, you know it's not there now. Okay, I'm getting happier with this. We're getting closer and closer to what I'm really looking for here. Let's go and do the guitars and the bass. And we'll start from the top. You know what? I'm gonna take a sec. I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the bathroom, the restroom. My apologies. We're back. Let's. Excuse me. Now I got hiccups. Gosh, this is gonna be a mess. Let's go ahead and jump back in, and we'll see where our bass is. What's interesting is oh my gosh, we're using this to balance against an acoustic guitar for the most part. God's really holding down the rhythm. It'd be fun to do like a metal one where I get to really go into like the nastiness. And already for this, I feel like this is a lot more distorted than you might think. Just off the rip. Oh my gosh, this hiccup is gonna be. I'm not done. We're pushing through. Oh my gosh. Alright, it looks like we're going to start messing with the drums here. I think that is next on the list. So, here's the trick with this. And I'm just looking at the kick for this moment. But we actually have an auxiliary kit doing... So it has some kick and snare on there, or clap. So when we go into this... and we want to play with the kick, it's going to be a little higher than we would have done before. This is terrible. I can't believe I have hiccups right now. Dang, there's some good low end on there though. Okay. Something we talked about before was side chaining. So I think I'm gonna side chain the low bass to the kick. That way you can have a better real estate of the low end because it's going to cut out when this comes in. Meaning, let's set up this compression, and then I think I'm going to try to bounce it to, or not bounce it, I'm going to try to route it to the low bass after the effects pre-fader, if that's an option. Let's just take a look real quick. Unbelievable. Pre-fader, post effects. Perfect. I don't even know what we did there. So let's look. And then we'll just turn this off. Getting somewhere there. Not the low shelf, but let's grab the band. Very harmonic. I'm dying over here with this. Maybe we'll cut the video just to make it so it's not annoying. I'm getting distracting myself with the stupid cough or the stupid hiccup. Alright, what's the trick? Is the trick like drink something and hold your breath? What is it? I think it's something like that. I'm hiccuping through it. I think there's like an old wives' tale thing, but drink a glass of water upside down. Was that what it is? No, I'm not hearing anything at all. It's not a good sign. Am I still getting audio? Well, you can still hear and see me. I think we're going to cut it there. I got the hiccups. We have an audio issues. We will pick up tomorrow, and we'll take it from the drums. The drums I already kind of wanted to elaborate a little bit more into and try to get a little more of a unique sound. I think with the bass where it's at, I think we're in a good position to go ahead and accomplish that. So let's pick it up tomorrow. and we'll go ahead and get this knocked out. Peace.